Hey there, cellos. So these little dynamics and X's on your page here for Fanfare for the Common Man I wanted to make a video about. Real quickly, I'm trying to just stay on point here. For most of you, it's going to be a bass drum sound. We want a low thud sound. So we don't really want high-pitched sort of things, but as we get lower on the instrument, we get a little bit of a lower, thuddier sound. This is kind of my go-to bass drum sound. I'm holding this in my lap just to show you. You don't have to. You can keep the end pin out if you can lean forward enough and get to it. But what I'm doing is just kind of putting my hand and touching all of parts of my hand to the surface of the cello. And I'm trying to make a contour of the cello with my hand. So when I lift it away, I keep that contour and I drop it back. So all parts of my hand are hitting the face of the instrument at the same time. You do not have to hit it hard. It's not even really hitting. It's kind of just like a little, you know, about nothing, all right? Now, if you don't like that so much, I don't know. There's a few other options and things. It's going to be a bit rambunctious anyway. This kind of makes a crazy sound with a little rattle. Maybe you want to do that. It seems a little bit more, you know, but you can also experiment potentially. I know people that like to do the back, but I find it's a little too high-pitched, and this is the front anyway, where all the sound comes out. So anyway, I don't know if you can hear that or how well you can hear it, but yeah, that's my bass drum sound. For the other of you, cellos 2 and 3, you have some legno, and we don't know if we're going to let it ring yet, but legno is with the stick typically. We're going to do a little bit of this later on too, and maybe we're going to do it with a stick, or maybe I really like the sound that happens when you keep the bow just perpendicular to the strings and it comes down just like, and it bounces right at the tip, but still with the bounce of the strings. So I don't know if that's going to be cool, or if legno is a bit of a disaster anyway, so we're going to see what happens. I forget who has what, but that's one of you guys, and the other one is double coverage of the A and the D. And I may have written in your part to dampen strings, but in this case it doesn't really, maybe it helps a little bit, but it will ring a lot. And I guess I'm not really making the sound I want, which is more kind of like, because since we're all going to be doing it just really clean and I'll tell you too, I'm just experimenting right now. You can control how much the thing rings by how much you squeeze with your left hand, which is pretty cool. It'll ring forever if you squeeze it real tight, but if you start to take your hand away, it makes a cool deadening sound, which I kind of like. For the rest of you guys, we'll figure it out, okay? We may all do this. If we can get this sound going, if we can get that going together, we may just modify the parts.